Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life. We're just everyday people. Now check this out, right? Khan spoke at the DNC with his constitution, said that Donald Trump does not know the Constitution. Donald Trump criticized Mr. Khan's wife. The people are cheering for the Khans, and rightfully so, because they lost a son in a war fighting for America against their religion in the Middle East. I hope y'all caught that. That's the Khans. And one thing interesting about the Khans in his whole scenario is the fact that the Constitution is now at play. All black people and minorities and everybody, all people of America needs to read the Constitution of America so you can know your rights. Not only just know your rights, so you can have that sense of entitlement. I live in America, and my freedom, I can exercise it as I will because I have no barricades blocking me from reaching my full potential. And that's the whole fight with racism in America. You got those, and you may call them racist, some may say synagogue of Satan. But you got those that are in power, who wants to remain in power, who doesn't want any competition, and their mindset is, in order for me to stay on top, I have to eliminate the competition. So they set up laws, set up jurisdictions that you can't cross or go in. Set up these laws to keep you out. So the Constitution is saying due process of law, equal protection under the law, and you have a gripe. Hey, wait a minute. Under the Constitution, it says I'm allowed. It says that I have this right to do what I'm doing. Let me give you an example. For instance, police pull you over. You say, are you arresting me? He say, no. Did I commit a crime? He says, no. Well, what do you pull me over for? And then the police officer says, let me see your license. None of the Constitution, if you haven't been arrested, you're not wanted for any crimes, then you have the right not to identify yourself. But what happens when black folk try to exercise that right? What happened what happened with all the other people who've been pulled over and rights were violated? The constitutional rights was violated. What happened to Sandra Bland? He said, put out the cigarette. under my constitutional right, I don't have to put out this cigarette as an American if I don't want to. That's her right. She asking him, are you arresting me? What's the purpose for you pulling me over? That's called exercising your constitutional right. But you can never execute your constitutional right if you teach your children, when the police pull you over, already have your license and your insurance on your dashboard. You ask him which hand you want me to hand this to you. You go through all these unconstitutional steps to keep a police officer from shooting you down in the streets. But the Constitution states if they're not arresting you, you're not wanted, you haven't broken any laws, you have a right to ask your accuser, what's the purpose of you impeding my progress? I'm on my way to work. You pulling me over because you can, because you just feel like it? Illegal search and procedure. Going through your vehicle without proper search warrant. Because, and the problem is, you have those in society, and you got to speak up for those who we call the pillars of the earth. Don't break any laws. Not trying to break any laws. Known in the community as a person that would help anybody. Don't have a problem with no one. Want to see the best out of people. Always speaking in the positive tense. And for someone to pull them over, harass them, treat them like an everyday common criminal, and this person don't even have a record, but they group us with that group mentality. All of you all are the same in the racist eyes. So this person thrown on the ground, handcuffed. He's like, hey, what did I do to you? Why you bothering me? You know, these handcuffs too tight. Get your knee out my back. He moving around, bam, they shoot him. He was resisting arrest. Word goes out to the community. They shot Mr. So-and-so, or they killed Mrs. So-and-so, who never wronged anybody. Has a outstanding position within the community. And then the rage goes over the people like fire. Just swoops. Now you created a situation out of your stupidity or your ignorance, because in the racist mindset they blinded by the value of the victim, that they made a victim. Blinded by that. Don't see them, or don't see their heart, or don't see them as a good individual. They see them as something that needs to be eradicated. So they create the hostile environment. And then these talking suits on these television networks, these news media channels, never put it in the perspective of the injustice that was dealt to this person, or this what they call minority. They'll say things like, well, they shouldn't have resisted arrest. And anytime you in an uncomfortable position, natural instinct tells you to move until you can get comfortable, because you was created in peace and you was created in freedom. God didn't create you a slave. So within your createdness or your creative body, you will naturally seek to put yourself in a comfortable position. That's called security. Any individual in their right mind will always seek to secure themselves. Put something over their head to protect them out of the rain. Find a way to put food within their stomachs. Find a way to protect and provide for their children. That's natural human instinct. But when minorities participate in their natural human instincts, you get shot down. You're not supposed to move when I have my knee in your back. You're supposed to be still and take it. And if you're moving, you're resisting me, because I'm the authority. I'm the authority of white supremacy. I'm the God. You be still and you bow down to me. And if you don't bow down to me, because in my eyes I can never see you as my equal, and if I do see you as my equal, then I'm losing ground. So the only way I can stay ahead in this society is I have to treat you less than me, so I can boast, or I can feel my need, or I can feel the greatness within myself. I need that feeling that I'm greater than you, because that's the only thing that I have to hold on to. And y'all moving so fast, you got everything. You got a black president. You're taking over the sports. You're doing music and business. You could come out in the sun with that melanin and not catch skin cancer. You know, you can trace your history back to the beginning of time. You set up the first universities in Timbuktu. You set up the Egyptian mystery system in Africa, Egypt. Because Egypt is in Africa. We go to Europe and we seeing evidence of black people already there. You go through Africa and cross the Indus Valley into India. You built the pyramids. We got to shoot the nose off the Sphinx because it reminds us of you. We got the Olmec's head, the oldest civilization in Mexico, looking like you. And so I have to, in all my power, create a system to hold you down so I can stay on top. Because I'm not learning at this point esoteric or Gnostic or metaphysical teaching. I don't believe that I create my own reality. I'm looking to blame others. Blame this racial group for me being the way that I am. Okay. Whatever. But the other side, the side of the minorities is, I want to exercise what God gave me when He created me freely. Verbal Big Radio, where we give you a verbal image of everyday life, and we out of here until the next show.